All right, everybody, welcome to the Game Vault. I am Captain Beefy. Just going to give you a heads up on the channel and what's going on and what we're looking at for the future here. Today marked the first of my walkthrough videos for Elden Ring. This is by request from one of my subscribers here. So I hope you're enjoying the series, or will enjoy the series as it moves along. I have died a lot for you. Great game, a lot of fun. It's going to be a tough one to master. Games like Horizon, Dying Light, Subnautica, Assassin's Creed, Valhalla, all these other games that we've played on here. Yeah, there's a learning curve, and it takes a little time to build up and get to where you're tough and all that. But you feel progression early on. This Elden Ring game is just brutal from the outset. You face horrible creatures that are way ahead of your league, and it looks like the game's got a lot more nuance to it, where you can't just rush into battle like Eivor here with a couple spears and just stab everybody to death. It looks like it's going to require a little nuance, some tactics and all that, and that's going to be what makes the game fun, I believe. Looking at some upcoming games that we've maybe mentioned before and maybe not. Some games that have a lot of interest from me. One of them is God of War Ragnarok, which has been stated to come out this year in 2022. We're looking forward to that, and in preparation for that one, once I get a little bit ahead on Elden Ring here, we'll probably start a God of War walkthrough from the I think it was a 2018 game, 2020, I don't know, somewhere around there. But we're going to start a walkthrough on that one where he faces off against the legendary Norse gods. And that'll kind of that game looks to be a lot of fun. God of War has always been a great franchise. Looks like Lara Croft will be back in a new Tomb Raider adventure. That is in the works. Ever since the reboot, I've played and beaten every single one of the games. They're a lot of fun, the newer versions of them. The character is developed a lot more realistically. Everything just feels much better with the new setup for it. I like the gameplay. I like the combination of action, puzzle, platforming, a little bit of stealth here and there is required. It's really neat stuff, and the characters in it are great. You know, she goes from pretty much a lone ranger in the first one, you know, helping out her friends and all that, and you know, along the way she picks up a companion that sticks with her through the series, and that's a lot of fun. Now, this new series, they say, is going to bring back the original Tomb Raiders and kind of combine all the timelines somehow. So that'll be fun to watch how they retcon all that. Apparently Dead Space is still in the work, the remake of the classic sci-fi horror survival game. An all-time favorite of mine. I'm looking forward to it. I saw some demonstrations of how the new system works with the main character, Isaac Clarke, who by the way is named after Isaac Asimov and Arthur C. Clarke. How his breathing and so forth is impacted based off exertion and all that. It's very interesting how they have this game set up and the amount of depth they're going to give to this character. Now here we got some footage of AC, you know, Assassin's Creed Valhalla here right now. We're doing the River Raids, which was a DLC, I think last year, one of the first larger DLCs. And they just released a new DLC for this game, and it's Uno. Yeah, Uno. I don't know what to make of it. I looked at some pictures and all that. It's a $5 DLC. It's not even a freebie for the game, and I just can't justify spending $5 on Uno. Love you, Ubisoft. Love the game. Love supporting it. You give me good DLC like the Siege of Paris and Wrath of the Druids and all that. I'm down for it. But Uno, even with a Assassin's Creed Valhalla twist, it's going to be a pass on me for that one, at least for now. We'll see down the road, but I just don't foresee any reason to join in on that. Subnautica, mentioned them earlier. They have announced a third game is coming out. Is it going to be a sequel? Is it going to be set in the same universe? Whatever, I don't know. It's in the early stages of development right now, which is cool. Both the first and second games were very entertaining, a lot of fun. A much more relaxed game than than most that I play. There's very little combat focus in there. It's mainly exploration and trying to figure out what's going on and solve this big issue that is impacting your character in the game, and getting yourself the tools necessary to solve that problem and save yourself. So looking forward to a third one from that series. I don't know what direction it'll take it, but hopefully it continues to grow as the second one grew off the success of the first one. Assassin's Creed has a new game in the works, and it looks like it's going to be a bigger live action type game that's going to involve seasons and updates and all that. A lot of games are going that route now that the internet is so widely available and consoles and all are very easy to hook up to the internet. High-speed internet's better, so a lot of studios are going to live action games. Bethesda did it with Fallout 76 and Elder Scrolls. What was it called? 6, I think. No, Elder Scrolls Online. With success for both titles, and they were both based off of single-player IPs that were beloved. Fallout 76 had a very rough start, but it ended up redeeming itself in the end and turning out to be quite an entertaining game after some major updates helped it move forward. So what will Assassin's Creed? I think it's being codenamed Rift right now, Assassin's Creed Rift. What direction is that going to go? Will it evolve? It's hard to say. Multiplayer can be fun. Can be a lot of fun, actually. But, there's something about a single-player game, just jumping in, doing things at your own pace, your own time. You don't have to worry about getting a party together and all that to do something. There's something for everybody out there. So we're kind of keeping our ears open for that one to see what the future might bring. Now, Horizon, the Zero Dawn, and then the most recent Forbidden West franchise, that Horizon franchise, somebody made a statement there stating that there is definitely plans in the work for a third Horizon game. The game's intended to be a trilogy. It'll be interesting to see where we go next with Aloy and her adventures, and I'm sure they'll keep that character. She is much beloved. I don't know if you ever get on Twitter, there's a huge community dedicated to just taking pictures of her in the game, which is a lot of fun. I enjoy photo mode in the game and all that just as much as the next guy. It makes for great thumbnails and all, but she's a very beloved character. I like her a lot. Some people say, she's kind of a Mary Sue and all that. Yeah. But she's a great character. Just a lot of fun. I love her to death. So there's that planned. I know there's a DLC coming for the game, and probably a pretty major one, maybe along the lines of Frozen Wilds. Just based off, and I won't do any spoilers, but based off the way the game ended, the way Forbidden West ended, it left the door wide open for a very obvious DLC pack. And it's not to say that the game didn't finish itself. It did. It wasn't one of those things where, you have to pay to get the real ending. No, the game ended and it had a great ending to it and all. But it did leave this major thing coming up in the future that you knew was going to have to be faced. And it's not something they would wait for a sequel to face. It's because it's tied in directly to this story. So that should be good. They also have, I believe, a virtual reality type game are coming out that's based on the Horizon universe. So that should be kind of exciting to see what's going on with that. I'm waiting for this new PS5 next gen virtual reality headset to come out. I've seen the pictures of it and all that. It looks pretty cool. The controllers look badass. I don't know how it'll play out and all, but it seems like it's going to be a lot of fun, and that's something I'm looking forward to. So, in addition to the regular walkthroughs that we do on this, I kind of tried this in the past, and I just wasn't dedicated enough. So I set myself a schedule for the work week and what's going to be filmed, what days, and how it's going to be done, so that we can continue to put out original material that is entertaining in both, like if you just want to walk through, just sit back and see how a game's played, we'll have that. But we're also going to look at games that I've played through and have a solid understanding of, and do some how-to videos or stuff of that nature, like some beginner tips, tactics, and so forth and so on. And we'll probably focus on either 1 or 2 games to do that for, in little cycles, and kind of go through them as these things occur to me. And I think that's pretty much about it right now. This has been a slow month for game releases. The beginning part of the year was pretty powerful with some big hitters coming out. You had your Dying Light 2, you had your Horizon Zero West, you had or Horizon Forbidden West, you had Elden Ring, Gran Turismo 7, all these big games that came out with a lot of anticipation, and it was an exciting first quarter, but now things have settled down a little bit, and we'll just have to see what the future brings here. And bringing up Gran Turismo started off great. I enjoyed the game. I started a little series on it, but to be honest, I don't think that's the kind of game that I want to do a series on, because a racing game like that is not something that I enjoy grinding at daily, and I think it makes for kind of boring videos. So when I still pop it in from time to time, do a few races, tweak a car, whatever. Maybe down the road we'll do some tuning videos and all that as I get the nuances of that down a little bit better, and am able to give you some good material on that sort of stuff. All right. Well, thanks for joining me as always. I'm Captain Beefy here on the Game Vault, or in the Game Vault. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and keep us going here. It's appreciated very much. And if you haven't done so already, ring that bell for notifications, and don't forget to leave a comment and a like on the video down below. Tell me what you're looking forward to in the upcoming days and months as far as new releases go, and what some of these announcements might bring us. And I'm willing to take game suggestions too. There's a lot out there that I have that I'd love to explore through. I'd love to rip through the God of War Ragnarok before that comes out. There's no definite date on that, but we're already a quarter of the way through the year, so we're going to have to get that game going if we want to start having material on it and be ready for Ragnarok. All right, we'll see you next time. As always, thank you.